And we're recording. Good morning, everybody. Danielle and Gina again from Be Boss Girl. How are you? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So today, I am experiencing life from a very, very clean desk. For anybody that knows me, this is a revelation and a weirdness, and my desk behind me is clean and well decorated. My desk in front of me is smaller by about 2 feet than it was yesterday. I have a smaller desktop, and it's clean, like completely and totally clean. I'm not entirely sure what to do with myself. I will tell you, I couldn't find something this morning because it was put away, like where it belongs. So I'm feeling a little discombobulated this morning, I have to tell you. Clean is not part of Danielle's personality. Well, no, I'm not dirty. I'm just very cluttered. I have clutter everywhere. So one of our first questions this morning is Susan wanted to know, when I sit at my desk all day, my hands are so dry and cold. What do you use to keep your skin from drying out when you're typing a ton? So I have this lotion from Lemongrass Spa. It comes in all kinds of different stuff, smells. And my one I'm using right now is lavender vanilla. But if you could see my bottle, I don't know if you could tell, I have hardly any left in it. I have to order more. I have a friend, Susan, who sells it, and it's an all natural lotion, which I try to use things as natural as possible. I have a lot of skin allergies and just plain allergies. So I try to use things as natural as possible, and I'm almost out.
Yeah, I keep a hand cream at my desk too. This was a gift from somebody. I've had it for a year now, but it's, you can see I've used about that much of it.
Oh, I'm in Western New York. So in Western New York during the winter, it's -20 and windy and cold, and then warm, like in the 40s the next day, and then back and forth. So your skin never knows what to do. During the summer, I won't use hardly anything at all. The other thing that I have, and I don't have it within reach because it is put away because it's now in warmer weather time, is I have a hand warmer that's actually a mouse pad as well. So I could stick my hand in it, and it's a Minion. Sandra sent it to me for, I think, my birthday, or maybe it was Christmas this year. It was the greatest thing ever because I have a heated hand warmer at my desk. The other thing that is really, really great, believe it or not, is just putting one of those little tiny space heaters, and you can get the kind that sits on your desk. When I worked in corporate, I had a little USB one that sat on my desk and kept my area a little warmer than the area around me. Now that I work in my home office, I have a big floor heater, space heater that's on the floor next to my feet. I'm fighting the dog for the heat usually, but hey.
Yeah, I had to put mine up on, I have a space heater too, and I had to put mine up on that right there, even though I'm in central Alabama. So our cold and everybody else's cold is not the same. And in the summertime, I don't need lotion in the summertime, let's put it that way, but from the humidity. But my Frenchie Shiner, you guys have met her, will completely block it. And then she had and so I had to put it up there too.
Yep. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to get our video up so I could see anybody who comments without playing the sound, which is okay, there we go. Okay, now I can see comments. So that's how I keep my hands warm and not dried out and all of that, which keeping them warm is part of that. So next question is from Shell. I lost my job a year ago. Still haven't been able to find a new one. I need cash fast. How do I start a business and make cash fast? Okay, so the honest answer is fast is not, there's fast and then there's quick. So there isn't a way, you're never going to make good money fast. It's just not possible. However, if you have some great skills that you can use and utilize, you can get out there. Don't go the multi-level marketing way for making cash fast, because I'm sorry, that is not. Can I make
a comment really quick?
Sure.
I just want to comment on, sorry, we'll let Danielle finish because she's the queen. We both have unicorn mugs this morning.
Mine says, believe in your inner unicorn. I love it because it's got the crown on it. And if you know me, there's crowns everywhere behind me.
Mine says unicorn magic. And if you guys know me, I pretty much just flit around all the time.
Yep, that's pretty much right. So I'm very happy with my new mug. So
yeah. So what I wanted to say is there is no, like, when people say I want to start a business and make money fast, that's so not fair. It's freelancing. You want to freelance to make money fast. That's the fastest way to, like, and I'm using bunny fingers here. That's the fastest way. That starting a business and gaining clients takes that takes a while. You're wanting to freelance. So that's so I just wanted to make that clarification. And now continue, Danielle. It's a pet peeve of mine, you guys. I'm really sorry. There's a difference between starting a business and beginning to freelance because you need cash. There's two different things. They're two different things.
Very much two different things. So that would have been the first thing I was going to say. You're not going to start a business fast. You're not going to earn money fast. So MLM. So I'm going to start there. MLM, multi-level marketing, direct sales, Mary Kay, LuLaRoe, 31
Bags, not going to make you money fast.
Pampered Chef, all of those, you are not going to make money fast. Now, I do know I have clients that do make good money doing those. So it is possible, but you have to treat it like a real business and not a hobby. You have to work your butt off, and you have, as a direct salesperson, you actually have another level of working your butt off than even I have to. So I don't understand anybody who goes into direct sales as an easy thing, because it's not easy. And the connotation behind direct sales is so bad now that it's even harder to sell. So quickest way to sell and to make some money, and I'm not going to say successful and making a lot of money, because unless you have the skills to do so, you are not going to. Sorry. Or if you have the money to invest for someone to help you do so, it's not going to happen fast. Sorry, there is no quick. Anybody says make 6K in 6 weeks, BS, not happening. So that being said, freelancing, great way to start. You need your skills. You need to be solid on what your skills are. You need to actually have the skills that you're going to promote. I see so many freelancers that say, well, I could do anything. I could do this, and list all these things out, and they can't actually do them. You are, at that point, you're not a business owner. You are a brand. You are your own brand as a freelancer, which can be considered somewhat of a business, but you are a freelancer. Two different things. Let's get that straight. That's something that drives me crazy too. You can make money, but you have to know what your skill set is. If you don't know for sure what your skill set is, have fun. You're not going to be successful. I talk to consistently. I've had a business for 3 years and I'm barely making ends meet. What are you doing wrong? Well, I'm not doing anything wrong. People just don't understand. No, what are you doing wrong? Because I have a specific skill set. I knew where my moneymaker was. I lost my corporate job. I was making my corporate income in 3 weeks. You want to know why? I'm technical. I can do websites. I know what my skills are. I can prove I know what my skills are. And I'm a salesperson, as in I've trained corporate sales teams. Do you want to know why I was making what I was making in 3 weeks? Because I am a professional salesperson. And anybody's like, well, you did it in 3 weeks. I could do that. Are you a professional salesperson? Do you know exactly how to go about doing it? Probably you're not going to have that happen. And that's another thing, is don't compare yourself to somebody else, because you don't know what their journey is. You don't know what their skill set is. That's a really big thing. And it's a really big thing for women to understand, that just because you've seen Danielle do it doesn't mean that you can do it.
I did it, so you can do it too. No, not everybody is cut out for certain things.
And I will say, especially in the sales process and the marketing process, which is something I've been doing for many, 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 many years. Sales, a long time, very, very long time. Marketing, I've been doing for 15 years, almost 20. How old? Yeah, almost 20 years. I have to go back to how old my son is.
It's so early to be doing math.
Yeah, it is too early to be doing math. But I have years and years of experience. I know how to do that. I built other small businesses. I know the process. I know how to market myself. I know where to go. A good place to start as a freelancer is Upwork. If you are clear on who you are and what you're doing, you have to be super, and I would niche down like a lot, even if you can offer a lot of skills. And this is something I did wrong in the first week, is I offered all of the skills that I have, which was overwhelming to most people, and they didn't know quite who I was or what I did. Once I niched down and just started offering 1 or 2 services, I picked things up very, very quickly. And again, replaced my income in 3 weeks. And just so y'all know, I was a corporate CEO. My income wasn't tiny. Was I able to sustain that month to month? No, I was not able to sustain that. I did that for about 3 months straight, and I couldn't keep that up. That's exhausting as a freelancer to do that, which is why I started an agency and expanded it, because I could not do it all. And I'm not back up to my corporate income right now. Completely honest, because I'm spending so much time and so much effort and so much money reinvesting back in my business. I think that's a lot of it, is probably a good 60 to 75% of my income at this point, which drives Gina nuts, because I'll be like, nope, don't pay me. Let's put this back into here and let's do this. But to me, that is more important than putting money in my pocket right now. I am very blessed. I have a husband who has a full-time job. My husband and I have outside jobs beyond our day jobs, doing all the band stuff. And yes, we make good money at that. So to give you an idea, we're making about $50 to $75 an hour doing the band stuff on the weekend. So while y'all think I'm out partying at the bar, I'm earning money 99% of the time.
She's working, and it's funny. She cracks me up. Danielle can monetize anything, literally anything.
Hence why I was able to grow a business so quickly. And all of my team members are earning full money, because I took a cut to undercut other businesses for a while to make sure my team fully earned stuff, even if I wasn't making hardly any profit on it.
It's a long game. You're playing the long game here.
I want to build in the next 5 years. I want to retire. Well, I got 7 years. I have 7 years. I want to retire. So I'm playing the very long game, so that in 20 years, I'm starting earning money off this business.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Danielle and I have a plan, you guys. But if you guys were listening, you'll notice that Danielle, like, the two different, she compared the two different mindsets of when she was just freelancing and when she like started the agency and started really building a company. Did you guys notice the difference? Like it was more about like, okay, I'm going to like, at first it was like, okay, I've got to replace my income, got to do this. It's like, it's very fear-based, that like you can feel the anxiety coming off of it. And then it moves into, okay, this is not sustainable. I do not want to go back to corporate. How can I make this work in the long game? And she figured out, okay, my bills are covered. Now let's grow this thing. And to grow, you have to keep, so like you've planted the seed of your business and you have to keep watering it over and over and over again. And the way you water your business is time and money. There's no other, those are the only two ways to do it. It's time and money. So you've got to invest the time, and then you have to invest money into it to make money and to grow it. And it's not just investing money in your business is not going out and hiring a coach. Well, that's great. That's great for you personally, your mindset. It's got absolutely nothing to do with your business. Even though you own your business. Oh my God.
So that's the next thing that I would follow up with what Michelle asked. So you want to make money, and you want to make money fast. Anybody who hires a life coach, a mindset coach, or any of that is throwing money out the window. Yes, those people can help. So I'm not saying that they're not helpful people, depending on your personality. I will tell you my personality, that to me, it is a complete and total freaking waste of money to do any of that. But I also will admit I'm a mindset coach. I don't need somebody to give me mindset lessons. Like, get the heck out of my way. So I had somebody on my team do the Enneagram test the other day. I am a controlling personality. I am a confident personality. I don't need any of that crap. A life coach would piss me off. I have actually worked with life coaches, and that type of personality drives me nuts. I am success-based. I am not emotion-based. Cannot stand that. That drives me nuts, which also means I can be a very, very hard person to work for. I know that because emotion has no place in business, period. Good morning, Sharon.
I have a hard time with emotions too. It drives me nuts.
So it's not something that I focus on, but where I put my money first, web designer, graphic designer. I did that backwards and I did it completely wrong. Then I remembered, oh crap, I had my own training on setting up your brand. I went back and put myself through my own training, developed my brand, then had my website, my logo done, and then it was right. Sorry you're late too this morning, Sharon. Well, you can catch up later. So hiring an OBM, when I had a major transition issue, October, November, December this year, October, and I connected with Gina, who is a certified OBM. And Gina was able to step back, take a look at the business, and help me get to where I needed to go so that I could I was really struggling when some things fell apart around here on the Be Boss Girl side. And I needed a lot of help. And Gina was able to come in, and she was my second brain. She was the get everything organized. No, this is where you need to be spending your time. And let me create and do what I'm good at and work with my clients while I didn't have to worry about any of the other stuff. That would be at this point, now that I'm an OBM, certified online business manager. They are, unfortunately, a lot of people equate them with a technical VA. And while that's true, I would actually describe what an OBM is as a very process-driven, process, procedure, profit-driven brain. Their job is to come into your business, find out where all your holes are, plug them up, make them work, organize your team, hold the crazy whip over your team to keep them going so that everything's going in the right direction at all times, keeping the ADHD brain going in the right direction at all times, keeping your web design, your website, your social media, all of those things together, cohesive and moving in the right direction so that your business has profitability. That is their job. Like I said, technical VA doesn't even begin to cover that. A systems strategist might be a better explanation, but they're what in the corporate level, to the small world, they're what in the corporate level is a COO, Chief Operations Officer. They handle all operations for your business, and they're just the small business version of that, which is a different skill set. Bringing my CEO skill set down to the small business world took me, when I first transitioned from corporate to small business years ago, I had to relearn how to do that. So it is a different mindset. So the OBM really does, you can't call your OBM a COO, but that's where I would equate it at, because small business is a very different mindset, operates very, very differently. And many of those on my team will see that now that we're not operating as a small business and operating with those corporate levels. And like Gina and I am the CEO, Gina's the COO, and people are like, oh, you're in charge of the business. No, Gina and I are equal level. The CEO and the COO, without one or the other, the business would fall apart. We are equal level. We also have a board. We are an LLC. We have a board of directors that we answer to. Yes, Gina and I both have, because we are the main owners, have controlling interest on the board, but we have two other members that we answer to, and we will be adding a third. We are going to be bringing a CFO in here. Where do you find your branding training? On Be Boss Girl. It's in the shop. It's branding 101, 102, and 103. And I think we do have a branding bundle for you.
The bundle. Yeah, just grab the branding bundle.
But when the membership goes live in July, that is actually going to be the first full course that we have, is the full branding bundle is going to be turned into a full course. We keep going back and forth. We have the Business 101 bundle, which the branding is part of it. But we really need to step back and do things. Remember what I just said, do things in the correct order, making sure your branding is solid before you move ahead through all of the other steps in your business. So we will be doing that one as our major course. So the workbooks are just a taste of that course.
They're good to get you started.
But they really do get you started. And I think you will find them very helpful, Sharon. So they are in the Be Boss Girl shop, bebossgirl.com/shop, and pretty easy. And you could grab those there. And they're $5 a piece, something like that. And the bundles, 15, whatever. So making sure that you really understand those differences of where you need to go, where you need to head, that branding bundle will help you. But understanding, going back to the whole corporate structure, it's a very different thing from a small business. And Gina and I are in heaven being back to our corporate world, because that's where a lot of small businesses fail, is they aren't thinking about growing big. They are focusing on staying a small business, or they're not focusing on what they need to focus on.
Yeah, it's frustrating for Danielle and myself, because we both know that even though you're a small business and you're not in the corporate sector, you should still run your company as if you are a Fortune 500 company. There's a reason those Fortune 500 companies, because all those major companies that you see out there, every single one of them started as a small business. Every single one of them. They started in somebody's basement, garage, mama's house. They started a hotel room, the car. They started somewhere, and they all started small, but they all they functioned as if they were, a big, large, major corporation. And that's how they've been able to grow to the size that they are. So you don't ever have to get to that size if you don't want to. If you don't ever want to enter the corporate sector, you don't have to do that. But I feel that people are really hindering themselves by not functioning as if they were one. I talked to this guy one time, and he was telling me like he could do everything by himself, and then he just got a bunch of VAs out in the Philippines to do the rest of the work for him. And it was like that I had to like just stop talking to him, because he was like, yeah, it's totally scalable. It's blah, blah, blah. No, it isn't. Number one, all those VAs aren't in your time zone. So if there's an issue, how are you going to fix it? Number one, you're not going to be able to talk to your people. Number two, that's not even getting started on the language barrier. Number three, you're the one managing everything, doing the business development, doing everything else. And then the rest of your team is outsourced. The thought that you're going to be able to scale beyond like probably the few clients that you have is slim to none, because your clients, people, especially, in the United States, are distrusting of anything outsourced overseas. So you just hosed yourself like from front to back, like doing that. Not sustainable. It's not going to last very long.
So something that, and we were talking to Gigabrainiacs yesterday, Makia over at Gigabrainiac, and
she's so funny.
Oh,
I'm so sorry her Uber tried to leave her.
Yeah, we were talking to her yesterday, and her Uber tried to leave her at the coffee place.
I'm sorry, and I laughed.
So something that we were talking about yesterday is you don't have to be big to play big.
Not at all.
And that's something that I, for the last year and a half, was playing small. I wasn't playing corporate level. And I will tell you that when I made that mind shift, oh yeah, I can be corporate even in the small business world. The changes in our business and the changes to Be Boss Girl, to DG marketing, all of that were huge. So just because you're just you doesn't mean you have to play as I'm a hobby business. I'm a mommy-owned business.
I'm a mompreneur. You're an entrepreneur. Which,
yeah.
Oh God, that's going to open a rabbit. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah. So just so y'all know, don't use the word entrepreneur in your title, in your business name. You can get sued because that name has been trademarked. You could use it in like typing in social media and stuff like that. You're not going to get in trouble with that. But don't use it in your name. Just ask a couple of companies that have lost their shirts recently. Anyway, total rabbit trail.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Yeah, God. And then like also, I'm sorry. Okay, I can't help myself. You are a boss. You are an entrepreneur. You are a CEO. You are like what?
No,
like
no CEO. Stop using
you're not a
freaking
CEO.
name CEO as a small business unless you're actually a CEO. Oh,
That is true. That is true.
Sorry,
I'm just but,
drives me nuts.
But I just because what I was touching on is there's the CEO, lady boss, boss babe, all of that. It drives me bonkers. Like it absolutely drives me insane. You are or mom boss. It's just that, why aren't you just a boss? Like why does why is any of that other stuff coming into factor or play here? Like I don't get it. It drives me crazy. So like stop using that too. Like think big, play big, yes. But stop. Like if you were to walk into a corporate company and say, I'm a CEO, they would laugh you out the door. I'm a mom boss, laugh out the door.
That is something to keep in mind. Starting a small business is over 70% or 80% of small businesses fail in the first 3 years. Are you going to have to go back to a corporate job? Is there any possibility, like even in the faintest realm, that you may have to go back to the corporate world? If you're going to, like at all, and I will tell you, always prepare for the absolute worst case scenario. Your resume needs to, your social media posts, your LinkedIn, all of those things need to reflect what you want to be and where you want to grow into a business owned by somebody else. And I will tell somebody right now that even we are a small business, we are hiring contractors pretty much left and right now. I have 2 different things out there in the Facebook world asking for applications right now. And the minute I see somebody with CEO or any of those stupid, now Be Boss Girl. Be Boss Girl is an initiative. It's a cute way to say it. And honestly, it's the SEO behind it.
I was about to say, just say what it is. It's SEO. It was strategic.
Very strategic. And
I'm laughing right now.
But when I see that, I automatically discount somebody who sends me something like that, even if they're, I don't care if they're, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you have to listen to everything I'm saying on this, but somebody in my position
or mine,
at my level, our level, is going to look at a resume, a website, your social media. I mean, when I get a resume in, I go troll you online.
Yeah, I troll you too. And I don't take you seriously either. And the reason for that is because that to us is not professional, it's playing. So keep that in mind.
And something else that to really keep in mind is be very careful when choosing your name, how you speak on social media, how you speak on your website,
it's personal lives.
It is your personal branding. And I saw this, and I don't remember what Facebook group, I actually saw this morning when I was trolling around at 4:30 this morning, that people were like, does it turn you off when you see things like bad bitch or badass business or the swearing in a title, the name of a business in social media posts? Does that turn you off as a business owner? I automatically, now, listen to Gina and I talk privately. I don't have a problem with swearing. But when it comes to a level of professionalism, I do have a problem with it. And I won't, again, that was another thing that would throw a resume right in
the trash.
Goes out into, because I don't have a round. Yes, it freaking does. Sharon agrees with me. So I have absolutely no respect for anybody that uses that in their branding, in their name, in their posting. I have absolutely no respect.
And it's because it's unprofessional. Would you walk into a boardroom and do that? That's something that that's what I would filter it through. If you were to walk into so if you were to walk in and sit in a room with Tim Cook, would you behave that way?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So I have sat in a room and gotten to speak one-on-one with 3 of the top CEOs in the world at one point in time. The CEO of HP, which he's long gone. the current CEO of Microsoft, I've gotten to sit in a room with 20 other business owners and talk directly to him. Let me tell you, there was not one of us that spoke in an unprofessional way. I would never do that. Now, you're sitting having a beer with somebody like that. Now, I have gone drinking with a Russian business owner. Let me tell you, once the vodka starts flowing,
that's
language is a very different thing. But there is a time and place for that. In actual business settings is not the time or place for that. If you're sitting talking to me or whatever, okay, so I am a rocker chick. Language tends to, I lapse into that world and that language pretty easily, which much to my husband's dismay. We could just use much to my husband's dismay. And I do recognize that but I just lapse into whoever I'm talking to, whatever the language, I just lapse into that pretty easily. Yeah, Sharon, yes, vodka. To say lots of vodka, I have never been so sick in my life.
Oh God, those are the worst.
Don't drink with Russian business owners. That's just like, don't
drink with a Russian, period. Like if you lost your mind.
There were 25 of us. I was the only non-Russian in the group and the only female in the group.
Oh, okay.
So that got me, they wanted to see if I could keep up, but I did. Oh, the next morning they were fine. I was not. You can't do that at a conference. Just don't, especially day one of a conference. Oh, anyway,
what we're trying to say here, guys, is that when your social media post, everything, even now in today's climate, like if you were going to go back to work, you have to be mindful of everything that you're putting out onto the internet now, because I actually had this happen before I left Atlanta and moved back home and went full time into my business. We knew that the layoffs were coming and I was looking for a job. I already had I was starting to freelance and I was trying to build my business on the side. And I actually had an interviewer. They trolled me all over LinkedIn. She Googled my name and actually asked me about my side business and asked me how it would affect working for them. And when I told them it wouldn't, it was a thing on the side. Like, I mean, if it was going to affect anything, I wouldn't be interviewing with them. Didn't say that directly to her because that would have been unprofessional, but that was my thought. But they're still going to ask you. People are looking, even now, your potential clients, it's the age of Yelp and reviews and all of that. They are Googling you. So how do you want to present? Do you want to present as a professional or somebody's good Judy up the street? You know what I mean? Like people, like you have to be mindful of everything. And if whatever your branding is the oh God, and this is going to sound so awful. You guys, please don't think I'm being judgy. Like I really do worry about that, but like your branding is going to attract your quality of client.
It does. Absolutely does.
So you need to think about that. So if you're constantly having clients that don't pay, that are just absolute nightmares, it's something in your branding and in your marketing, because that's who you're attracting. So, and a lot of times the swearing, and the total anti-establishment type stuff those don't last long.
They don't. And it's something to keep. So Gina, this is something Gina and I learned, unfortunately, the hard way this year.
Yes.
We had a male client who did not respect us because we allowed him to disrespect us. I mean, honestly, we allowed him to disrespect us. We tried to negotiate and we shouldn't have allowed him to, is where it came down to. And now we're going to have to send him to collections. And we are, this
legal pending, be careful.
Yeah. Well, I'm being very careful what I say. This is why I'm thinking through. We have to, not only do we have to send to collections, but we have to go after him, not just with the collections agency. We have to hire a lawyer to go after him because he signed a contract and then broke it in 15 days after signing it. So now that is on us as business owners to follow through on what our contract says. And that's something else you always have to keep in mind. Whatever you say you're going to do online, in your contract, in a conversation with your client, whatever, you have to follow through with. So now we're looking at, well, all of the things are in our contract, and anybody that has a contract knows that legal fees, collection fees, and all of that is on them. If we have to go after somebody, we still have to put that all up front, and we have to deal with it. And let me tell you, dealing with it is a pain in the butt. And
the odds of us ever seeing any of that money is very slim.
And anytime you do that, it is a pain. We do have a very, very good contract because we spent a lot of money getting 2 lawyers, one lawyer to write it, another to modify it and make sure everything was on top of what we needed it to. So that's a really important thing to make sure that you have. Do what you say.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, you've got to follow through. So don't talk big if you can't play big.
Exactly. And it's not fun. Like when you have to back up your own mouth. Oh, that's
keep
no
your
fun.
mouth in check at all times.
Yeah.
And Italian, Russian person here, I always have to watch that. So all the point saying is you need to make sure that your branding and you follow through in every single step of what you do for your business. It's really, really, really important.
And and it's seriously, like some people are like, oh, you don't have to, this is your freedom business. Do whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. Which if you haven't noticed, people that say that, they're a dime a dozen, and they're popping up 1 second. They're like on fire. And the next second they're here today, gone the next. But you really do you have to pay attention to every minute detail in your branding. You really do have to pay attention to all of your wording, everything. You have to be mindful. You have to be mindful.
Always. So Sharon's asking, where do we find a good contract? So the answer is you're not going to find one for free. Don't use a free one.
I paid just to put this into perspective for you guys. Don't use a free one. Well, I mean, you can find a free one, but they're very loose. They're easy to poke holes in. I paid, and some people are probably going to clutch their pearls when I say this. I paid $1,000 for this contract that we have between the 2 attorneys that I had look at it and get it. And it is ironclad.
Yes. Sharon, you can spend a little less. You can use something like Legal Shield, which is a monthly subscription to having a lawyer, and about $40-ish, somewhere in that range, to have a lawyer, and they will do your contracts for you and stuff. So that is a really good option for a small business. I can't preach the don't do something free enough. Clutch their pearls.
It's a Southern thing. You're like, oh Lord, you grab your purse. Sorry, Southern thing. Can y'all tell I'm from Alabama?
So make sure your contract is not something you should skimp on. So we're going to go a little long here, but I'm going to go through this.
This is really important.
Certain things in your business that you need to invest in. One, your contract is number one. Invest in your contract. That is a place that you need to, because especially as a solo business owner, other solo business owners suck. My worst paying clients, the worst issues I have ever had.
Our worst clients are the solo people. They're
awful. I have a current client who thinks that she's going to get all of her, a full refund because she didn't like something I did. I did exactly what she told me to do. I have it in writing. She paid. Her contract says no refunds once work is done on her behalf, and I can prove, and she's still using what I did. And this was 9 months ago. She is messaging me on Facebook, which I am fully ignoring. And yes, I'm admitting this online. She wants a full refund. You want to know why? Her credit card on her Facebook ad, because I'm still attached to her page, I could see that it keeps getting denied. 9 months ago, I did the work. I have had chargebacks for work that I fully did, but because and this is why I will no longer use PayPal. I don't mind paying people on PayPal, but won't get paid any longer on PayPal, because people can do chargebacks a year down the line. for work that I fully did, a website that is being used, branding that is being used, social media posts that are being used. That's stealing my content. And unfortunately, PayPal gives you no recourse as the person selling something like that.
Yeah. So also pay attention, just everybody make a mental note of that.
Yes. So that's number 2. Don't use PayPal. Unless you're really, really desperate, don't use PayPal. Use Stripe, use Square. You've got a lot of other options out there. And yes, anything that gets removed from your account, like the fees for getting credit cards and stuff, that's part of doing business. There is no way around that. If you're using Venmo or one of those other things, that is against the terms of service to be using that for business, and it is not legal, period. And if somebody wanted their money back, they can't get it back very easily doing Venmo, but man, if they do, they're dragging your name through the mud, in your business name through the mud. Don't do it. Another thing you need to have, is a cost to doing business. There's absolutely a cost to doing business, and somebody is joining us here this morning. Okay, I'm getting that noise again, like somebody joined us, but they didn't. So weird. So there is a cost to doing business, and the cost of doing business is things like your credit card fees, things like having to invest in equipment to do the job, to do it well, making sure that your customer experience is protected and your customer always comes first. The other cost of doing business is sometimes you're doing so much customer work that you don't have time to invest in your own business as far as the time and effort. Taking time off and putting client work behind you and not getting things done on time to go to the next trade show you want to go to, or a conference, or do your own conference or whatever, not acceptable.
Unprofessional.
Very unprofessional. So those are some things to really keep in mind when you are doing your business, that you have some costs of doing business. Some of that is actual money, and some of that is time investment, physically what you're doing. So pay attention to those when you're doing stuff. And we are going really, really long today, so we better tie up today. So what do I always say? RBB, rise, become, and be everything that you can in your business today. Put that effort in, invest in yourself and your business, and let's see where you can head for the day. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, y'all.